Hey y'all, it's me, Niecielynn. This is Flosstube 63, and this is, March 12th, and I forgot my little pillow pad to prop this up, so I'm gonna have to keep looking down unless I can. Y'all, I'm having all the issues this morning. Let's see if I can get this to go like this. Possibly. We'll rig ourselves up something. All right, Kyle and I got to playing this morning, and now we are behind. We were playing and watching mermaid shows, so we are running behind this morning. But this is a channel about cross stitch and needlework and some kind of sewing that I'm doing, which is always very little bits and small because I'm not very accomplished seamstress. So it's mainly cross stitch and other kinds of needlework, and then whatever's going on in my life on the day-to-day. I did not get as much stitching in this week. I did volunteer at the vaccine hub again this week, and I also whacked on some bangs, so if Hedgerow sees this, she can start preparing herself to want to kill me because, you know, how that goes when I whack on my hair. So, yeah, well, and then we went out to the mailbox, and so now it's really blown up, so we got all the things going on this morning, but we're here. And we have a lot of questions, and I got some whips and a finish and all kind of fun. So Barbara had asked about what's the rag in the quilt and how do you do it? And I use flannel on mine. I have used cotton. I've made them with cotton before. I don't know where they are at or I'd grab them, but it's just you sew it around to show up on that side. Let me see if I can find a dark spot on here that it shows up a little better, maybe right there. So you just sew around your edge and then you cut it. Like you just make little cuts in it and make sure you don't hit your seam there. You don't want to hit your sewed seam, but then you just cut it every little bit like this. And the flannel or 100% cotton does. I think people use fleece sometimes. I've never used fleece. I think people make big fluffy blankets because the fleece won't fall apart either. So then after you do that, this is just one wash in. This is, I put these through the wash, and so here is like the one wash after it. So that's just one wash. You how much floppier and frizzier it gets. Like I said, I've seen tons of people do them. Like I said, Darlene Mashad is who I saw do the one with the, and I'll try to do better about linking in the video today, y'all. I don't think I got it done last week. But see, here are all these, and so you just do right sides together, seam around the edge, give yourself about 1 inch because you'll want some to fray up. And then I sewed 1 and 1 down here and here, just a straight line. So that just helps when you're folding them up, you know, because you have a little thing there already. So you know where to fold them. So if you know anybody having a baby and you're not like a real accomplished seamstress, or if you have a kid that wants to learn, this is like a great project because you don't have to turn it right side out or any of that. They just seam around and seam, and you don't even have to seam back across the other 2 times here and here like I do. It just does make it easier to fold. I think you can see it where on these that have been washed a little better, right there and there. And so that just makes it easier when you're folding with that seam like that. You just go in. But then the more you wash it, the more raggedy those little edges get. And I just use the scraps from the flannel I used to make the big blankets. And she tells you to get 1 1/8 for the little lap, kind of tiny lap throw baby blanket thing. You get 1 1/8, and then you just fold it to where you have over, so you have like 40 inches. Let me see, what's your fabric width? 36, whatever your fabric is, or 40. When you fold it and square it off like that. So you know, and you fold it over and cut it off to a square. And then when you start doing it, if you follow her tutorial, you'll end up with your squares on the back. They'll be all nice and square. And then you just clip it and wash it and you're done. And you can also do, and I'll do some more for him for a baby catch in the summer, but you can do one side of flannel and one side of just plain 100% cotton, and it'll rag just the same, but it won't be quite as heavy. Or if you wanted one, you know, to put in your lap and just a little bit of a lightweight to it for the summer. I did on, for us for summer in red, white, and blue, and they worked out great. And they throw in the wash, and they wash up and dry up so easy. I loved them. So you just clip, 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 and then when you wash them, it goes to ragging like that. The more you wash them, the raggedier they get. So I hope that makes sense, Barbara. If not, holler back at me. Let's see here. Okay, Janine was looking for Proud to Be an American, and Laura has it. So Janine, if you will email me or look for Laura's comment on last week's video. She commented on last week's video. If you'll look for that, or if you will email me, I will get her. If either one of you will email me, I will get you the other one's email address or whatever, and get it on its way. If any of you looked it up last week after Janine asked about it, it is really, really cute. It's a little bear, and he's got his little American sweatery thing on. He's so cute. But Teresa also found it on Everything Cross Stitch for like $6.50 or something. So it was on there for like super crazy reasonable. So if any of you saw it and said, dang, I wish I had that too, it's also available there. So it was adorable, adorable, adorable. Okay, and Cheryl said, and Cheryl, you're gonna laugh, this is what I did. She says that the Just Cross Stitch magazine, April 2020, has a beautiful Forget-Me-Not alphabet that would make a beautiful love like the love pillow I made. I went over here and picked up my April Just Cross Stitch magazine, and I was flipping through it, and I was like, I don't see it. I wonder why. And then I realized, because, you know, I'm looking at 2021 and not the 2020. So I will go get my 2020 out. But if any of you want to look and are looking to make, which I've already packed it up, but the little pillow that I used the letters out of Gila Gir, because it had that beautiful script to make love. Cheryl says there is a beautiful alphabet in last April's Just Cross Stitch magazine that would make a beautiful little love pillow, or any kind of word. You could do spring, you could do, you know, any kind of little word and make a little pillow with it using the alphabets out of other charts. And they're usually gorgeous alphabets. So that's an idea. So thank you, Cheryl. And Ernie, I had my Remember Me piece over here, and we're talking about the Cardinals. And Ernie said that when her Nana passed, she went to see her aunt. When she called her aunt to tell her that her Nana had passed away, she said, oh, I know, she came to see me. And her aunt and uncle had been waiting for a repairman to come. And they heard a knock on the door and went to the door, and there was nobody there. And it was exactly at the same time that her Nana passed. And her aunt and uncle were both there. And she said, I knew when I heard your voice what had happened, because she's already been here to tell me bye. So I know that a lot of y'all don't, but I don't hold a lot of cut with that, but I do. Lori says her brother comes to her as butterflies. And Letha said her son comes to her as a butterfly. And so I do think that they try to let us know they're okay, and that it's going to be okay, and to make us feel better. I do think that's true. And I love hearing those. I love hearing that. And now, y'all, Anna Jane has been so patient with me and my kookiness, because she was looking for the love out of this magazine. Well, out of some Leisure Arts magazine, this one. And now, also, well, we'll get to it in a minute. One of the y'all's looking for it too. And I'll find it in a minute. But she found it on eBay, but she said it's just like it's cut out of something. She can't tell what it's from. So still looking to find out if anybody knows where this pattern came from. Anybody? Bueller. Yeah, that's where we're at right now on that thing. So I'm super happy that Anna Jane found it, but the mystery still continues. Oh, Texas Stitcher is looking, because I have it right on the next line. There's nothing wrong with me. She's looking for the love piece also. And she and Angela And I thought maybe when Patty Penn was looking for the big Tex, like she saw the big cowboy statue, we're wondering if it wasn't Big Tex. If you weren't somewhere up there, because, you know, he's in South Dallas right there in Deep Ellum, and he's huge. I think he's 55 feet tall. So I'm wondering if it wasn't Big Tex, was the big giant cowboy statue. Debbie had asked about the paint for a Tisket a Tasket box right here. There it is, going to focus on it a little bit. And I did not have much problem with it. It was already kind of wiggly right there when I got it. You know, it's just covered with paper, little chipboard paper mache boxes. But what I did was I painted it with this first. And you can just use whatever color, but this I thought was, it may not even say anymore because, yeah, it's new. Pale green. Pale green is what this says it is. And I've had all these like a million years and I use them all the time. And I put, when I'm painting, if I'm going to be inside of something small like this, I just put like tear open a box or something, sit it on the counter. And then I take a soup can and set it on here like this. And then you can hold it, you know, it's sitting on the thing. You can kind of hold it with your fingers. It's sitting on the counter like this. You can hold this with your fingers and not get it everywhere and not get it to stick to anything. So then you just, but I don't put a ton of paint on there, just a little bit, because one of y'all had asked about it bubbling and buckling. Holy moly. Vicky had asked about it, did it bubble and buckle up? And no, but I didn't put a ton of paint on there. It was already looking like this on the bottom when I started. So I didn't put a ton of paint, but then I just painted it. I did the same thing with the lid. I had it on a separate little can and I put it on there. But then I dry brushed this, and then I'll tell you about that other one in a minute. But this is like a blue. It's got just little dabs of it. You can't hardly see it. Mainly this. This, which is a tiny dab, but mainly this. I just squirt it out in a plate and put some on my brush and then wipe most of it off. And then just around. And you don't want to cover it. You just want to kind of spot it up on there. And then I came back with my gold. And I just put a little tiny bit on the brush and wiped most of it off. And then just, and so it does give it kind of a little sheen to it like that. So for what that's worth, I hope that helps. But it's I used a green, a dark green, a tiny little bit of turquoise in with the dark green, and then a little gold wash over all of it, and to get it kind of look hopefully less like a cardboard box. And I didn't bring my drink in here, so I hope I don't start choking. Of course, I do have my boss in there. She might bring it to me if I needed it. Jackie said it was looking for Gilles Leger, and I believe I have found, the only places we found it are Silver Needle and Shakespeare's Peddler. I think Teresa Kitten Stitcher has it and has I believe she had a silk pack that goes with it too. So that is on my not close radar. What did Carol call it the other day? I've got to watch one Flosstube this week. I got to watch Carol, and I meant to message her a Saltbox Stitcher, and she had been like, my gosh, there's something wrong with you. I was watching, because I was having some quiet time. I went in there, I was taking a bath. I was soaking in the bathtub, and I had my laptop set up, and I'm watching, and I'm so entranced by what she's showing me and talking about, and I pick stuff up, put it in my hand. I'm washing my hair, and I'm thinking, man, that doesn't smell like my usual shampoo. And I'm just entranced and watching. She's showing all these fabulous things. I wash my hair with body wash. Lord, I put patchouli body wash all in my hair. Yeah, but it didn't fall out, thank you Jesus, so there's that at least. I'll be ever grateful, because I thought, oh no. Yeah, go me. So yes, that's how, I haven't, like I said, I haven't got much TV or stitching time this week, because I spent, I had an eye doctor appointment and doing stuff with Mama, and then Kyle and I have been doing stuff, and then I volunteered at the vaccine hub one day. So that that ate up a lot of time this week, but it's been a good week. I just have not got as much stitching done as I wanted, so oh well. 104 L. Kelly, I'm with you. I do not understand why people do not dote and love on their grandbabies, but I don't understand why people don't dote and love on their kids. But I come from that kind of family. We're always hug each other, kiss each other. My friends and I, you know, I hug and kiss my friends. Kyle and Alex said we snuggled in there in the bed, and she helped me stitch this morning. She got here early, and she said she wanted to snuggle up, so I'd been sitting there stitching. I said, do you want to get up and do something? She said, no, I'm tired. And so she got up there, and I have like a lean back pillow, you know, for on the headboard of the bed. And so she sat right here by me, and, you know, I'd push the needle and she'd pull it up, and I'd push down again and she'd pull it up and all. And so, you know, oh, I gotta go get my fingernails done. Yeah, I'm catching on something right here. I don't understand that. I just feel like I'm so lucky and fortunate, and there's a part of me that feels like when people don't love on, like physically love on, maybe they don't love as much, but I'm sure that's not it. I'm sure it's just differences, because James Williams always think my family's crazy. When he first, I mean, we are. I mean, not that we're not, but we're not crazy about this. He just thinks we are. Because he said, y'all are like a bunch of dogs. Y'all just all sit up on top of each other on a couch or something. I'm like, yeah. I mean, a couch is for however many people you can get on there. You know, I come from two big families and close families, and however many people can sit on the couch can sit on the couch. That's all there is to it. But James Williams and them, they got, if it has 3 cushions on the couch, that means it's for 3 butts. If it has 2 cushions, it's a love seat, that means it's for 2 butts. That means a chair is only for 1 butt. My family would have never got to sit down. I'm just saying, that would never happen. There was too many of us, and there ain't no, you'd have to have an auditorium. Lori and I were, we had a date one time, and she was going out with a friend, my boyfriend, and she's my cousin who's my age. And they got to the house to get us at my grandparents', and he said, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I would have said I couldn't come if I'd known this was a family reunion. And we were like, what? He was like, well, I hate to bust in on y'all's family reunion. Is it okay for y'all to go on a date if it's y'all's family reunion? And we were dying. We're like, dude, this ain't no family reunion. This is just Saturday. You know, there was just always a lot of us at my mama's parents' house all weekend. And then at my dad's parents' house, he had 2 sisters. One is passed now, and they had 3 kids, and then my dad and mom had 2 kids, my sister and I. And so we would all be at the house, and sometimes, you know, they would bring friends, you know, and so there was lots of people there all the time, and then distant relatives would come by, you know, and visit, and it's just, I don't know, that's just how we are. So it's just, I don't get it either. But I am a physically affectionate person, you know, and so maybe that's the difference, because, you know, my parents would, when the kids were little, they would crawl across cut glass. My daddy is shameless. He has no, and I feel it now because I do the same thing. You know, when we get ready to go, I'd say, you know, go love Buddy up, tell Buddy bye, you know. And I would say that at James Williams' mom's house. And she would say, oh, they don't have to, it's okay. And no, they don't have to. You know, I'm not saying they have to. It's, you know, if they don't want to hug somebody, that's fine. But it's just funny that, you know, if my kids would have told my daddy, well, Betty, you don't have to stand on your head to get a hug. If you think my daddy would have been trying to figure out how to stand on his head, you know, you're wrong. I mean, he just would have. And so I don't get it. but that's just not me. Cindy was asking about the sampler with the pansy. And it is the, I'm gonna put it up here so maybe you can see it, now it's gonna be backward, but Wild Hedgerow House Sampler by Jane Greenoff. And she does sell the kit, so it's the Wild Hedgerow House Sampler by Jane Greenoff. I'll try to remember to link all these today. I know I do good stuff. I know a couple of weeks back, if you see it in the video, I try to remember to link them at the bottom. So if it's not in, like if it's not in this week's, you go back a week or two, I probably stitched on it and it's probably on there. But it does have these beautiful pansies in it. It is a beautiful piece. But it's Wild Hedgerow House Sampler by Jane Greenoff. And it is so pretty. I love it. Rita, I am thinking about you, girl, with water. She lives in West Virginia and there's water all around her house because they've had such flooding problems. So I hope you're okay. She said the creek right behind her house had stayed in the banks, and I hope everything else is minding its P's and Q's and you're not watching from a canoe right now. Lord. Judith asked about the burp rags, and here I use the flannel. I just use scrap flannel. Like I said, now you can use Minky, but you let me know how that Minky works for you because it ain't working for me. Minky and I don't like each other. Catherine said when her stuff gets to, when her threads get to not behaving themselves, and I don't know if you can really see it on some of these or not. Maybe this last one that I stopped on. She says she rethreads her needle and puts in a new needle. It's probably not going to focus close enough for you to see right there. But you can see the little top thread on the bottom side. I think that's the bottom side. Is that the bottom side or the top side? I don't remember. Anyway, one of them looks funky. And she said that that's what she always does. But I've never changed the needle on my sewing machine. And I know y'all gonna die laughing, but I've never changed the needle on my sewing machine. And I'm horrified to try to do it. And I did find even my walking foot, but I'm horrified to try to put it on because I don't know what I'm doing with my sewing machine. I just bought one and looked at the directions and started doing it. Now, James Williams, when he gets something, he reads all the directions, he takes it apart and puts it back together. And then, this is what he did when we got our first computer. And he can program it. He could, even though he has had no formal education in that kind of thing, that's how his brain works. He wants to understand this, and he's not afraid of not being able to put it back together. I, however, am horrified that I'm gonna take it apart and it's gonna be in 87,000 pieces. And he's gonna come in and say, what the did you do to the sewing machine? Well, so I'm horrified, which then I get this and I was dying. Edith, I was dying when I read it. She says that Vonna says she changes her needle every 3 bobbins. And if the bubble is on the bottom, it's your needle. Every 3 bobbins? Holy moly. How many needles you gotta buy? So some of y'all sewing folk, Darlie, Nell, Ann, Edith, some of y'all got to, I'm dying here. Because how many needles do you buy? I have never, in all the years I've owned a sewing machine, and I haven't done tons of sewing, but changed the needle on the sewing machine. The last sewing machine I got rid of, I thought was being bad. It was probably because I needed to change the needle. I mean, it was just a $99 sewing machine, so it wasn't a big deal. And James got me this new one as a gift, and then I got rid of that one, but my stool's sliding out from under me. But yeah, so I'm wondering if a lot of my sewing woes could be that I have not ever changed my needle. So I'm gonna try to get brave this afternoon when Aria Kyle leaves for Georgetown. You wanna say hi? When she leaves for Georgetown, and are you gonna show them your owie? Right there, look. How did that happen? You wanna tell them? No. No telling? Okay. Well, we'll just keep going then.
It's a secret.
Oh, it's a secret? We're supposed to have those clothes, aren't we?
I only want to tell people that I know.
Oh, you don't know these people? No, Miss Julie and Miss Colleen and Miss Lori. A lot of people that see you smell, they all are watching. They don't need to know? It's a secret? Okay.
Only people that I see.
Oh, you have to see them? Okay. All right. Well, then we'll just won't worry about it. So I hope when they leave this afternoon to leave for Georgetown to go to the other grandparents for the weekend, I'm going to try to change the needle on the sewing machine because I'm here by myself, and if I stroke out, it's okay.
Here at Pap.
Pap won't be here. I'm trying to do it before Pap gets home. You know why? That way if I really mess it up, Pap can maybe fix it for me. Is that funny? And Doreen said she is doing the Steel City Stitchers March Madness with them, and they're like doing one thing every day, and then they vote on like what they want, what they like best, and what needs more time. You've got your piece of papers down there, or you can get you one out. Hey, let's just hold the pen while you go get you some paper, okay? Got it?
You got it.
And then they decide, you know, what they want to stitch on more, but I did not get any new starts this week. That sounds like crazy fun to me, and y'all are so brave for getting that many starts. But I did not get any new starts this week, so no March Madness for me. All the March Madness has been in my brain this week. And Shark57 said also that she loves the Stitchery Niche in Osage, Iowa. So it has got several people who really love it. So if y'all are near there, you should check it out. And a yes to a Tipsy Leprechaun on St. Patrick's Day. I will also drink my share of green beer. Except it doesn't show up so good because Shiner's my favorite. And not the blonde.
Sugar.
What, baby?
How do you spell hit my head with a ball on bench upstairs at school?
That's a lot.
Can you please this?
Let's find a piece of paper and I'll write it out and then you can write it again, okay? Okay, hit my head on the ball. No, on the bench.
On the bench.
On the bench.
Chasing a ball.
On the bench. Chasing a ball.
That he didn't catch.
Oh, I thought you caught it.
No.
Oh, no. This is just sad times.
Because it went under the benches.
Oh, and that's how come you knocked your noodle?
Uh-huh.
Oh, dang. You go that way and I'll lean this way, okay? We got plenty of room in here. Dottie, who is Stitching Scotty, she has a YouTube and a, holy moly, Instagram.
I'm just going to do it so people know.
Oh, I didn't bring it in here. She was asking about the buttons that I had on my Spring Messenger piece. And I didn't bring it in here. But when James Williams shirts, when they be too raggy or the kids' clothes were too, like when they were home, they were too like raggy, wore out to even donate, I'm notorious for cutting them into pieces of fabric and cutting the buttons off. So that's where those buttons came from. They're off of James Williams and the kids' shirts and clothes that were too raggedy even to donate because they were in such terrible shape. So I just would I used my seam ripper and cut the buttons off and then cut all the shirts and stuff apart because I don't know, I'm insane, I guess, I don't know, but that's where all those buttons came from. Oh, and Margie, I'm going to read your poem because it made my day. She was using her words in a poem, and y'all use them in sentences and stuff all the time, and it always makes me happy. Margie's was, spring has sprung, the grass has riz, I wonder where all the flowers is. I like that. I think that needs to be a sampler, personally. That's fabulous. So thank you, Margie, because that made me giggle. And thank you, Jean, Jude, Jolie, Sheila, Patricia, Con, Becky. Tons of y'all were kind enough to let me know that for some reason the video went commercial cuckoo again last week. And Micah went in and took them out. I don't even know how to take them out when that happens. But Micah went in and took them out. So if you didn't get to finish watching last week, it should be okay because one of y'all, several of y'all were nice enough to let me know, and one of y'all messaged me. Either you messaged me or or the YouTube popped up. Something popped up and let me know pretty quick on that it had happened, and so I was able to stop it that day. So thank y'all so much. I know you always say I'm sorry to bother you, but it's not a bother because I don't rewatch. I can't ever get enough time to watch everybody else's that I want to watch, so I don't ever watch myself. So if y'all don't tell me, I don't know. So thank you so much. You do?
Yeah.
Who do?
Me and Mama.
Y'all do? Well, thank you.
But we don't really do it at lunchtime.
Not at lunchtime? Okay.
No.
Well, I appreciate it. That's nice. And Dina, when she was watching last week, she said she was at a bull sale with 300 bulls, and they usually run close to 18, so that's a lot. Y'all don't know, that's a lot. But just the thought of 300 male anythings being in one space is enough to make me just loopy. Lord have mercy. I cannot imagine. That's a lot of X chromosomes. Way too many. I mean, we only have the half, but they put in 2. Yike. Now, Audrey also said that she was hoping the stone was sunny side up on St. Patrick's Day because it sounded like she wanted more spring. So Audrey, she's in Ireland. Y'all got to let me know. And I tried Googling it and I couldn't find anything. So is that kind of like y'all's groundhog? Like, is that kind of like y'all's Punxsutawney Phil to tell you if the spring is coming or you're going to have more winter? So, Audrey, let me know because I'm fascinated by that. Oh, Jude she was on a Wicked Stepmother site, and she said there was only 3 flosses because Frankie and Rhonda are hand dyeing them, so they try to keep on top of their inventory. So if you go on and there aren't like very many on there, even very many colors, they're probably just out. So just keep checking back, I meant to message Frankie anyway before I started this video, and Ari and I got cooking around and didn't. So I'm sure they're just out. So just check back in a couple of days because I did get some, I think yesterday I got all kind of fun mail. So yesterday, day before?
I don't remember.
Do you remember what day they came?
I didn't even I was even
remember I think the mailman came late that day when Mommy was picking you up. Anyway, but they are gorgeous and I'm fixing to show. So thank you, Frank, because they are beautiful. You and Rhonda are killing it on that. Oh, and she asked about, yes, in our state, the governor has lifted the mask mandate and opened everything up to 100%. I'm not happy about it. I don't think it's a good call right now. But as my husband reminded me, you're not a doctor. As I reminded him, neither is our governor. So, I hate wearing the mask. Don't get me wrong. I hate the thing. But we're only 5% vaccinated as a state. I think it's just a little premature, but that's just me chiming in. So, but everywhere I've been, Jude asked if everybody just throw them away. For the most part, I'm seeing more people than I thought would still be wearing them. I'm still wearing mine. James still wearing his. Aria hit my head on the bench. So you're right here. So you're doing good progress.
Do I have to do this part too and these?
You don't have to do any of it if you don't want to. Yeah. And we went out to eat. Keely's birthday was the 10th, and we went out for his birthday because I volunteered that day. And so
ball?
That word B-A-L-L. This one right here.
Ball.
Ball.
So is it and then what's this then?
The bar in the front is a B. B.
B.
A. And then 2 L's. Ball.
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 Why is the A right here instead of right here?
Well, that's the word in front of it. It says a ball.
Oh.
Sometimes A is a whole word by itself. How about that? So, yes, well, I'm not too happy about it. I'm still seeing a lot of people with them on. I hope they'll continue to wear them until more people are vaccinated. I know they did, on the day I was working at the vaccine hub here in our county, they did their 20,000th first shot. And they're doing second shots also. They started with the first February. Around the 1st February, they opened it up. It's at the Senior Citizen Center there. The Rotary Club in our town, Waxahachie, built the Senior Center. And it's very nice. That's where Mama would go do her exercise classes and things, and she loved it. And they said it was just like a miracle because, you know, this is a pretty rural area. I mean, we're south of the Metroplex. We don't have like giant convention centers or anything. We have a convention center in Waxahachie, and they put one in here in Midlothian. Neither one of them are huge. And he said when they sent out, the CDC sent out the recommendations for what a optimal vaccination site would look like if you overlaid that floor plan onto the Senior Citizen Center. They're like nearly identical. What, baby?
Love Grandma and Grandpa.
Right here. Let's see. Should go right here. So I thought that was really cool that it was built and Aria's been writing a letter about what happened to her noodle. Good job. Okay, there's Love, Grandma, and Grandpa.
Love Grandma and Grandpa.
So that he said they were just nearly identical when you overlaid them on there. So I thought that was fascinating that they were like that.
And how do I from Aria to Grandma and Grandpa?
Well, let's just work on these first, right, okay? Because that's a lot of words already. Try to work on what?
Is this from Grandma and Grandpa?
Love, Grandma, Grandpa.
Okay. Love Grandma, Grandpa.
So,
I think you found something.
I know, I don't know what that came off of. I think, I was gonna ask Pap if it's, or it may be part of y'all's, is it part of y'all's Legos?
I think it's part of my trip. I think it was
Oh, it's part of Chip?
yeah.
Okay, oh, it was the extra? You know, Legos always be putting you extra piece in there to mess you up. And Sue was so funny because she said the song, and if y'all didn't used to watch Hee Haw, I grew up watching Hee Haw. We watched Hee Haw every week. We never missed it. And she said we were talking, it made her think of the Hee Haw song. Do you remember it when we sang it the other day?
We didn't sing it yesterday.
Not yesterday, the other day when Sue sent this and she sang that funny song in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Can you remember it? No.
Do you remember?
I do.
Then do it.
You want to sing it?
I like you.
Gloom, despair, and agony on me. Deep, dark depression, excessive misery. Whoa! If it weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Gloom, despair, and agony on me.
Do it again.
Well, we got to finish our video first. But Sue said when I said use the word luck, that's immediately what popped into her mind. And like I said, I'm a huge fan of Hee Haw all my life. So thank you for making me think about that, Sue. I love it. Sheila, who is also the NNY Quilter and Crafts on Etsy, says she sells all different sizes and makes all different sizes of rag quilts. Like not just for babies or your lap, like all sizes. And she says she has some angled shears. This kind of got way far away from you. For the rag quilts so that they're not straight, so they're like this. So I'll have to look for those. I have not seen them. And one of the other one, y'all tell me, where did that comment go? I've missed somebody. Because they had them in several sizes. Aria, we're goofing around and now I done lost my spot that said they had the scissors in 2 sizes. Well, one of y'all sent that the little snippers I had that they come in 2 more sizes than I had, and I'll probably find it the minute I get off this video. But yeah, thank you, Edith, for letting me know about Vonna's changing her needle, and we're gonna see how that goes, because holy moly.
So what are we gonna?
Baby, you can't hit it or it'll turn off. Do you want to pull your chair over there so she can, you want to get right here so she can hold things?
Is it time for you to hold stuff?
All right, it's time for me to hold stuff. You want to pull that chair right there and get over here by me? Get it? Yeah, sit back, shook and draw. I thought you were going to stay there. I'd have brought your chair. Watch your feet toes. How's that? Oh, caught on the chair now. Lord mercy. And now we did get Happy Mail this week. And so we were so grateful and thankful. I got this beautiful card from Jean. And I love getting mail. Cards and stuff. It's just so fun. So thank you, Jean, for the beautiful card. And then
whoa,
we got, some new threads from A Wicked Stepmother from Frankie and Rhonda. And I'm gonna hold this up and hopefully it'll, that's probably your mama coming in the door. It's A Wicked Stepmother on Etsy. And she sent new threads here. And 2 of them I've got on a project. So I'm gonna show those, I'm trying to get those 2 first. This is, where's a piece of white? I'm gonna use the back of Jean's card here. This is Wild Irish Rose. You can see it is so pretty. And then I've already started using these 2, so they got pulled out of the bunch, so I had to remember them. Bittersweet, look at that. And they are also doing the 10-yard skeins now. They are so beautiful. And then Blue Velvet is so pretty. Silence is Golden. Just, aren't these so pretty, aren't you?
see if my mama's.
She'll come in the door, baby.
No.
Love
Mommy.
Letters in the Sand.
Mommy, I have to finish the card for Grandma and Grandpa. It's me.
Polly Wally Doodle. Well, hello. You want to come wave at everybody on the video? Polly Wally Doodle. The schoolgirl got out early today. Look at there. They haven't seen you in forever. Oh, you're fine. And then we were planning, we got off to a late start. We've been goofing around, but we're getting close. And then Lady in Red. And so these came from Frankie and Rhonda at Wicked Stepmother. Baby, you're fine. Mama said you're fine.
Why did I stay here?
Yeah.
He asked if y'all can stay here and we'll come pick you up on our way to Grandma.
Absolutely.
Mama, but I need help writing it.
So these are the ones she sent me this week.
I need help writing it.
You don't have your thing, baby? Go get your paper right there. Oh, dang, I'm not
But
waiting for
I
it.
need help finishing it.
Well, you don't have to hurry, Mama said.
You're okay. How?
So these are beautiful. I'm loving these. Well, hang on, baby, and she'll go help you when you're done, okay? She'll go help you when we get done with the video. So, thank you, Frankie and Rhonda. Those were gorgeous, and I've already started getting used. That's why I had to remember to pull them to the side. And then, what?
Alright, I'll take it home to Daddy.
Then I got this beautiful package from Patty Penn, and I thought, I wonder what that could be. Holy moly, Patty. She sent me this beautiful little note in here. And then this beautiful bag. Y'all all need to come give me sewing classes around here. How beautiful is this? Aria was very happy that it was purple. It's got the little butterfly thing on here. It's all quilted. So pretty. I love, love, love the pansies. They're so pretty. And then a little design board thread holder. which is so fancy. I just usually have my piece of felt. I'm not gonna know what to do. And then a needle floss book. So thank you so much, Patty. I was so shocked when I thought, what could that package be? And there it was, this beautiful project bag. So I am so excited. Thank y'all so much for my Happy Mail this week and for thinking of us. And we appreciate it. And we had all the funds opening. We love to open the mail. That's always for a fun day. Then whips. Now we have the whips. Okay. Let's move these around here. This guy was supposed to get a lot more love than he did. Luck be with you. And he's close to being finished. I'll finish him up tonight. Sorry, y'all, my nose is itching. I'm gonna sneeze. I'll finish him up tonight. But I could not decide about this. I decided I wanted to do it a little darker than my row of shamrocks across here. And I had been using Green Acres and Roasted Chestnut. So Green Acres by Wicked Stepmother and Roasted Chestnut by Classic Colorworks. I pulled this one, and I don't know that I'm going to use it for the border, part of the border though. But I decided that I wanted this little shamrock to be bigger. And I grabbed, when I was working on my hedgerow house, I realized that this color might work. This is 4045 DMC. And so I did this. Oh no. Somebody's being tooty and just got in trouble, I think. Oh, Lordy. But it is 4045 DMC. I just wanted this one to be just a little bit darker than those. And so but it still has the light green in it. So I think it's gonna work out just like I wanted it to. But I didn't get the L done, so it really looks like be with you. So it really looks terrible. But Ari and I got to playing and we did not get any further on that. So I planned to at least have the L done, but we got to playing around and we did not get it done. And who's next? Wild Hedgerow House. Here's Wild Hedgerow House. Wild Hedgerow House Sampler by Jane Greenoff. I'm loving it. I did not decide to do any of the colors that they did, really. And so I just changed up everything. I didn't, and I'm still gonna have to change this in mine. And then I noticed that I wasn't crazy about it in theirs. The dark trim around this yellow is just kind of too much for me because it's not a dark backstitch on anything else. Everything else is kind of backstitched in just the darker shade of itself. And I don't like it, so I may have to pull this out and change it. But I started working on it this week and used my Bittersweet. That's what I didn't put it on the ring yet because I wanted to be sure and show y'all. So here are the colors that I picked and used most of them so far for my Wild Hedgerow House. No, dang it. So it's pretty rainbow looking. It's pretty rainbowy, and I'm really liking it, but I just don't like that back stitch on here. So see, I decided to change the little house up and make them look like a little house we lived in when the kids were little tiny white clapboard house. But see, all this is the back stitch is purple. The back stitch is green. This one, I did use the red here for the back stitch on it just because I accidentally grabbed the wrong thread, go me. But I don't know that, I think I'm gonna have to pull out that black around the edge of that pansy. I'm gonna leave it for now, but to me, it just really screams sitting here next to everything else. And it may not even be noticeable when I get done, but it just looks a bit over the top. I'm gonna put some French knots in the middle of this guy, but this is my Bittersweet by Wicked Stepmother, and I'm loving it. So I've been having a lot of fun with this guy this week once I decided what colors to work on, the pansy and this. So it's been working out pretty good. This is Toast by Me Stitch Me. As you see, it is such a beautiful piece of fabric. I love it, and I still have to order more. Look at me. I have a hard time keeping myself together here. And then we did Luck Be With You. And then well, I guess we'll go this big guy next. I did get some progress on my Health and Peace. I got the buildings and the little peacock here done. So that was my goal this week, was to get the peacock and hopefully the buildings, and I did get the peacock and the buildings. So we get a lot of progress on that. So now I just have, there's one more little like emblem down here, and then well, just this emblem here, and then I gotta finish out my border and we're done. So it is beautiful. I've used the DMC color conversion of it. The Stitch Niche has this one, and the Attic has it. I don't know who else has it, but I'm loving this thing. It is beautiful. It is beautiful to stitch on. I did the 28 count. I would do probably a smaller count. I'd probably go to 32. But like I said, this one can also be on Ada. It has some over ones right here. And you could easily do them instead of, I think it is, yeah, there's 8 over ones. So you could just do two big crosses, and it would be the same, and you'd be fine, I think. I don't think you'd ever notice the difference at all. But the colors in it, like I said, it's very affordable because the DMC, if you use the DMC, and you see it's beautiful. So if you're an Ada stitcher, the DMC on this is beautiful. It can be stitched on Ada, and it's a gorgeous thing. And like I said, this is 28 count. I would probably do it just a little bit smaller because it is so giant. It is gigantic. So in the future, I probably would not do a sampler that big on a 28 count, but I was afraid I could not see over an extended period of anything smaller. So we'll see. But I did have to go get another 3046. I used up all I had. These are the beautiful colors for it. And of course, that's the great joy of using a DMC just straight thread, because it's 2 different lots, but you really you can use it and it's completely interchangeable. So here it is all finished up. So you can see I could just have this here, the tree, the deer, and then the rest of my border. So I'm getting close. I'm hoping for a finish by my birthday, and then I'll ask for framing for my birthday. So woohoo, that will be exciting. And then I have Peace Be With You, Peace on Earth. I have too much peace going on over here right now. Peace on Earth, and several of y'all have asked, and I'm sure they will re-release this one. It is a beauty. And that's another thing. If y'all are, a lot of y'all interested, you know, you can always just shoot them a message saying, you know, I've seen that design and it's beautiful. Would you consider putting it in a book in the near future or re-releasing it in the near future? And that will let them know that there are, you know, a lot of people interested in stitching this thing. So, you know, if you don't say, they don't know. So they can't tell you who has, if anybody has any for sale. I'm sure they don't know that kind of thing. But you can just shoot them saying, hey, that's a beautiful design, and I hope sometime in the future you'll re-release it, and let them know that this is one that people are looking for because it's so beautiful. It is 4 thread colors. here. I think this is 28 count straw by R&R that I'm stitching on. So I came down this way, this time just far enough. I got this guy done, and then I wanted to change up colors. So I changed up and did the dark green. So this section here, all this guy, is what I got done this week. And I love stitching on it. I love the fabric. The floss colors are just beautiful. And I'm gonna leave it up. I'm not going to use it as Christmas. I'm gonna leave it up all the time because it's just that pretty. I'm gonna frame it and leave it up. Now for a finish, I had, where have I put it? Here we go. Bent Creek's Happy St. Patrick's Day. I had a little start on it last week and I got him all done. I changed his beard to red because, you know, we all know I have a weakness for a redhead. And he is just too cute. Too cute. And this, the cauldron, some of y'all have been asking if Frankie, if a Wicked Stepmother had any black floss yet. I used her Spooky. This is her Spooky. And I used it here on his hat band. I did him a satin hat band. And I did the cauldron in Spooky. And you can see it has really nice variegation in it. So I really enjoyed finishing that one up this week. It was a lot of fun. Now, see, I think I had one more thing to tell you. I'll show y'all. Yeah, well, I'll tell you in a minute. The shares this week, because I have not got, I didn't have any more starts, but I did, y'all have sent summer ABCs, which I've already stitched. So the shares this week will be summer ABCs. And some of y'all had sent that one, so thank y'all. This is how I have these to share because y'all send them and I share them on when y'all are done with them. So, and I really do think it helps. I think it helps the designers for other people to see them. I'm continually seeing things I haven't seen. I'll watch a Flosstube and I'll be like, what the heck? And how could I have missed that all these years? It's somebody that I stitch a lot, like a designer, and I've missed one that would have been beautiful. And Miracles Happen by Lizzie Cake. And this one has to happen this week, and I'm going to use y'all as a impetus to make me do this. I've wanted to do the love on my 36 count. It is She's a Brick House from Wicked Stepmother. I've never stitched on 36 count before. And I was going to do the love, but I was too afraid that it would be like over my head because it is small. But this does not have a lot of stitching to it at all. So I'm going to, this will be my trial on this to see what I can do. And it's just, it says it's 72 by 53, but you see there's just not a lot of stitching on there. And so I will use this as the piece to try my 36 count. So I won't get crazy frustrated. If it is hard for me, I can still finish it and get it done and be happy, but not be wanting to cry because if it's too hard for me. So these will be the shares this week. So if you're interested in Summer ABCs by Little House, use the word summer. If you're interested in Miracles Happen by Lizzie Kate, use the word miracle in your comment. And that will do those. And I finally remembered to do all the others. So, nothing wrong with me, y'all. Promise. Okay. So, we have, and this made me so happy because Patchy Pony has been watching and commenting, I think, from the very beginning of making videos, and she's never won anything. And Patchy Pony, you got the hip hop chock full. I was so shocked. It's so funny because you think that the odds would be, you know, I don't know. I never do understand how that, because I use the YouTube comment picker, and that's what I use. And so, you know, it says it just random picks things, which randomness always is a fascinating thing to me. I don't understand. And then I went to get the next one, Snowy Chock Full. You're gonna die. It picked me because I allow comments on comments. Because sometimes people will accidentally, when they're meaning to comment, they'll leave a comment on somebody else's comment. So I always allow that because it's just an accident. It happens sometimes. So it picked my comment to give it to myself. I thought it was hilarious, which I'd never had that happen in over a year now. That's the first time that's ever happened. So I guess weird things happen every day, and I'm just continually, like James says, you're easily amused. Oh, probably so. Probably so. So Snowy Chock Full, I had to hit pick again because I've already stitched it. And here is my hip hop. Thank you. I meant to stick this up here. I'll stick this up here so I can remember to grab it. Let's see here. That's how I did my hip hop chock full in the little bag there. I think the only thing I changed, as somebody asked me last week and I looked, I didn't have the Blush and Beauty. So I had to use two different colors of just a light and a darker pink DMC. But everything else is called for except the two pinks because I didn't have Blush and Beauty. This is on a piece of 28 count even weave that I dyed with pearl gray and then a black, I think, or one or the other. But that's what I did with mine. It's got a little handle and I hang it on a little hook on the fireplace and put little flowers in there. So that's what I did with mine. So Patchy Pony, if you will email me your address, Niecielynn@Yahoo, and Gretchen Hope, if you'll email me your address. And then last week's Spring Messenger, this guy here, is Vicky Benyo. Vicky, if you'll email me your address. And then, now I've got these other two buried. Hold on, y'all. Y'all know I'm always causing trouble. St. Patrick's Day is Heidi Liebig. I hope I said your name right, Heidi. Heidi Liebig. And then Luck Be With You, which I will finish this afternoon, this evening. It's buried over here. Nothing like digging right here, y'all. Here we go, here we go. My short arms are in trouble. Luck Be With You here. And it is by Homespun Elegance, and it is so cute. And I'm nearly done with it. And it goes to, I'm gonna say Jean. It may be Jeanne. Jean or Jeanne. Jean Draper. Jean Draper. I don't know if I said it wrong. Sorry, Jean. Let me know. And I'll try to do better next time. But is that everything? I think that's all. Oh no, here are my other comments I couldn't find. Miracle said, Miracle, I'm writing and trying to type right at the same time. Oh my gosh, writing and reading. Patricia said Crusade has a pair of rag quilt scissors also that are really good by Crusade. And Cheryl says Cheryl, thank you Cheryl, I know I had it written down here somewhere, has two other pair of snips like mine, but they come in two different sizes. So she has 3 sets. So if you're doing, you know, bigger, longer or whatever things, or they're bigger sizes. So check those out. Those are by, mine are by Fisker, but Patricia said there's some by Crusade. So I think that's about everything this week. I'm gonna go check on my girls. They're okay now. She got a little bit upset, but she's fine now. She gets a little frustrated when she can't get things going just like she wants it. She's a little particular. Hey girls, y'all wanna come tell everybody bye? Bye y'all. Y'all have a good weekend and enjoy your stitching, and I will see y'all next week. Bye.